Hi guys, Kat here again from Back in the Saddle, just carrying on from my last video where we were discussing Pettrisage. So Pettrisage, the one technique that we have already covered was the kneading. So as we said, we were trying to imagine we were rolling the bread or the dough, and it was the kneading. On the course on the day, we covered a lot more of the wringing. So the wringing is but it is almost like you're trying to pick up the muscle there and squeeze it away. It's easier on the rump, but I think on the day of our course we kind of covered that, so everybody was kind of happy, although it was still hard to do because it's hard to synchronise one hand with the other. He's been a bit of an arsehole today because they got to stand in because of the weather, and actually it's really quite nice, and I'm sure they'd love to go out there and just run around. It's always a debate, isn't it? Do you put them out in the open field, or do you leave them in and maybe have a roof come down? But honestly, I'm really hoping it's not going to get that bad in the wind today. So we've done the kneading, we've done the wringing. Now there's another one that I'd like to show you. There's a couple more as well, but today we're going to cover the picking up. Picking up is a great technique, and I use it quite a lot. And it is literally where you are picking up the muscle. You see that I've actually picked it up, and I'm kind of squeezing it. It's almost like a roll, and it really helps to lift the muscle. It's quite a deep movement, this one. You're kind of picking up the whole muscle, but although it's deep, it's actually really helping to keep the fascia moving, or get the fascia moving. So if you have a muscle that is tight, you will feel the fascia won't do this, the skin won't do this, it won't roll over. So you probably can't see it very well, but the skin moves over the muscle. So often where the skin, it feels blocked, it feels like you're having to move the muscle to move the skin, if that makes sense, then that is probably fascia. So this is really good for that. But don't always think to only work where the muscle feels tight, or the fascia feels tight over the muscle. So you've got the skin, the fascia, the muscle. So if that feels tight, try working elsewhere first and then coming back to that, because it's amazing how the fascia here will cover the whole. It's all interacting all the time. So the fascia encases muscles, encases the organs. So the whole systems are being affected by this, and of course the skin being the biggest organ of the body that we have. So I'm pushing the muscle up into my thumb, and I'm almost giving it like a little squeeze or a little twist. See that? So with this one, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, if you're going up a muscle, if you remember from our diagrams, or whether you're going across the muscle. Alright? What are you doing? Okay. Oh, there goes my phone in the wind. I wondered if that might happen actually. Alright. So we've got effleurage, which is your stroking, obviously. The different now technique is Pettrisage, and we have kneading, we have wringing, and now we have picking up. And in another day or so, I will show you some more. Alright, onwards. Any questions, guys, just shout, you know. Use and abuse me, just like this one does. It's not a problem. See you soon. Onwards.